Maine has a great reputation of having lakes and ponds with crystal clear water, but over the years, some of those waters have been turning green with algae.
The Maine Department of Environmental Protection says the number of algae blooms will only grow unless proper preventative measures are taken. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell checks out their impact and how communities are trying to find solutions in Maine's changing climate.
There are about 30 lakes in the state that routinely support algae blooms.
And that number is growing. State lake biologist Linda Bacon says it's because of climate change.
You end up with warmer water temperatures. You end up with more time for plants to thrive.
Including the algae-causing bacteria called cyanobacteria.
One cell may be able to divide 4 times in just 24 hours, where many years ago we generally thought of them as dividing maybe once a day. So as you can imagine, populations can take right off.
And they are. At times taking over Lovejoy Pond in Albion, for example, Sabatis Pond 2, turning them thick and green.
Kind of a consistent concern that there'll be an algae bloom hangs over you a little bit.
Eric Lind is the vice president of the China Lake Association. He says the lake has a high level of phosphorus, the food source for algae.
It enters externally through what's known as non-point source pollution. Simply put, it's erosion, dirt. Gets into the lake, carries the nutrients in, feeds the algae.
Lind credits the erosion to climate change. Hotter days dries out soil, leaving it vulnerable to wind erosion. And more frequent, intense storms increases stormwater runoff, washing phosphorus-rich dirt into the lake.
We're trying to prevent that. We're trying to get ahead of it and trying to help preserve this lake.
Some communities like Togus Pond in nearby Augusta are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for a safe chemical treatment to prevent the growth of algae. At China Lake, which is much larger, the treatment is unaffordable, so it's relying on more than $100,000 from the Federal Environmental Protection Agency to try and stop the algae blooms. One way the funds will be used, building buffers around the lake.
So we're going to reach out to landowners. We're going to provide advice, guidance, and for some resources. We've got 2 workshops planned. We have a buffer workshop. Buffers are just as they sound, a buffer. It's plants, shrubs, grasses planted around the lake.
Which should prevent erosion and hopefully phosphorus from feeding algae blooms. The help couldn't come soon enough.
Fortunately, most of our lakes are still in real good condition, so we have an awesome opportunity to protect them.
The opportunity is time, and with weather only getting hotter, storms stronger, this time could be running out. In China, Alex Haskell, News Center, Maine.
For those interested in joining the effort to prevent algae blooms, Linda Bacon recommends you check in with your area lake association and Maine Lakes, which works to keep lakes clean and healthy.